Happy New Year and happy Imani. Today is also the last day of Kwanzaa, which is about faith. And we were just talking about that and about our faith and our vision for this new year and the new you. And you're going to hear more about that later on. So welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte. All of you love streamers out there on Facebook and homies here on Zoom. We're just so happy to have you here. I am your host, Horace. And if this is your first time, we are so delighted that on this New Year day, you have chosen to be with us. And we know that with modern technology, we're extremely grateful to touch so many lives in this way, that we have this opportunity to use these wonderful devices such as Zoom and even YouTube now and Facebook. And so we want to share with you all the wonderful happenings that's occurring here at CSO Charlotte. So please feel free to visit our website, csoCharlotte.org, put in a prayer request and subscribe, because we add our recordings to our website each week. And we want to tell you more about who we are. So the Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte is a new thought community, living in ancient wisdom philosophy based on the science of mind. This science of mind philosophy was developed in the early 20th century by writer and lecturer Ernest Holmes. Dr. Holmes was a man on a mission. He studied truths from all of the world's religious traditions and spiritual paths. Holmes developed a fresh new way for us to look at ourselves and how we view and fit into our world. And so here at CSO Charlotte, every philosophy is honored along with every race, sexual orientation, and physical distinction. This is a diverse community. There are many paths to the divine. We may call it God, peace, love, spirit, infinite mind, the I am presence. It doesn't matter what you call it. What you call it is that power that resonates within you. You do not have to leave your philosophy or nature of knowledge. You can join us anytime. We recognize and refer to many holy scriptures, such as the Bible, the Quran, the Torah, the Upanishads, and the Bhagavad Gita. And that's just to name only a few. So our vision here at CSO Charlotte is to continue a spiritual community, creating and preparing a succession of future leaders who can fully integrate, teach, and expose these science of mind principles, messages, and practices that strengthen mind, body, and spirit of each and every individual. One of our aims is to create a high collective consciousness for everyone in this community. And we teach everyone and provide everyone the tools to do just that. So come and join us as we meet each Tuesday evening at 6 p.m. for our consciousness meeting. And you're going to find out a lot more about that in a few moments later on. So welcome, everyone. Enjoy our service as we celebrate this powerful being which lives within each and every one of us. So before I pass the mic over to our illustrious, wonderful guest speaker today, one of our own, Reverend Karen, and she's gracing us with her wonderful power and presence today, because our wonderful fearless leader, Reverend Rosedale, is taking a well-deserved me time, and she'll be back next week. But I want to leave you with this thought before I pass the mic over. If you carry joy in your heart, you can heal any moment. And that's from Carlos Santana. And also, the best way to predict the future is to invent it. So I'm going to leave you with that thought, and I'm going to pass the mic over to Reverend Karen.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Horace. You are powerful. You're a powerful man. And thank you for introducing me and with all that love and kindness. And I want to say again, Happy New Year to everybody. And for January birthday people, happy birthday coming up now, today, whatever. And just know that we're talking about a new year and a new you. And it's it's like the who in you is the amazing you. Now it sounds kind of like Dr. Seuss or something. Who put the who in you? But the who in you is the who that God made. So we start our service off this morning. I want to thank everybody for being on the platform. I want to thank Horace. I want to thank everybody ahead of time for having my back, saving my bacon, whatever is needed. You're all beautiful, wonderful sisters and brothers in my life. And so before I go on with the service, we have an opening prayer by our emeritus practitioner and official prayer angel, Maureen Thurston. Maureen, I have known since ministerial school, and I was so blessed that she was there the entire time that I was in school, except at the very, very end when I was graduating, she left, and I was so, so happy. I was jumping up and down. Yay, Maureen is here with me. So Maureen, would you take the prayer light, please?
Absolutely. Thank you, Reverend Karen. So let's just center in and take a deep breath and turn to that quiet place within. For it is in that oneness, in that place of silence, that we find the truth of who we are. And I know that as we open up this service today, that this service fills the heart of everyone that is listening. We hear what is ours to hear. We take in the message into our hearts, and it touches us in ways that we are changed for the rest of the day and into this upcoming week. I know that this service runs smoothly, and that each and every one of us bring to this the consciousness of wholeness, of complete love, acceptance, and of this amazing community being as strong and loving as it is. So I call this time together blessed beyond any type of measure. I know that each one of us receives what we need, and it is all done with a grace and an ease. And as I release this, I know that it is done. It is already manifesting within our lives at this time. And together we can firm this up by saying, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you for that lovely prayer, Mo. Mo is her AKA, Reverend Rosedale has aliases for everybody. And Mo is Mo. Maureen Thurston. I love you, darling. Your prayers are amazing. Well, they're from God in your heart, so of course they are. So we're going to have a reading by Karen Aiken. I call her our reading wizard because she always manages to come up with a reading on her own from her own personal library that is absolutely perfect for each and every talk. She has never ever gone astray with her readings. They always fit in perfectly. And Karen is here this morning to do the reading for us. And after the reading, our first song will come on, and it's called Changing My Narrative, which this is all about, changing our narrative by Fearless Soul. I love Fearless Soul. So Karen, would you take the library spotlight, please?
Okay, thank you. This is from a book called Gifts from A Course in Miracles, and the title is A New Beginning. There will come a time when images have all gone by, and you will see you know not what you are. It is to this unsealed and open mind that truth returns, unhindered and unbound. Where concepts of the self have been laid by, is truth revealed exactly as it is. Let us be still an instant and forget all things we ever learned, all thoughts we had, and every preconception that we hold of what things mean and what their purpose is. Let us remember not our own ideas of what the world is for. We do not know. Let every image held of everyone be loosed from our minds and swept away. Be innocent of judgment, unaware of any thoughts of evil or of good that ever crossed your mind of anyone. Now do you know him not, but you are free to learn of him and learn him anew. Simply do this: be still and lay aside all thoughts of what you are and what God is. All concepts you have learned about the world, all images you hold about yourself. Empty your mind of everything it thinks is either true or false or good or bad, of every thought it judges worthy, and all the ideas of which it is ashamed. Hold on to nothing. Do not bring with you one thought the past has taught, nor one belief you ever learned before from anything. Forget this world and come with wholly empty hands unto your God. And I'm going to close with this few sentences. When a mind has only light, it knows only light. Its own radiance shines all around it and extends out into the darkness of other minds, transforming them into majesty. And so it is.
Wow, changing my narrative. That song, that followed Karen's reading, how perfect is that? God plans everything. I can't plan anything. I can barely plan what I'm going to eat for the day. And Reverend Rosedale knows that because I work with her about my nutrition. Poor thing. She has to put up with me. But anyway, the reading was absolutely fabulous. And I love that song, Changing Our Narrative, Forming New Habits. My goodness, that's what we're talking about, because a new you, to be a new you, we have to do that. We have to change our narrative. We have to change our thought process. And talking about habits, I have this in my talk, but I'm taking it out of sequence right now. So just bear with me. But a habit, did you know that to form a new habit takes on average 66 days? That's a little over 2 months of practice, doing the same thing over and over to form a new habit so that it becomes automatic. Now, depending on the person, and that says a lot, a new habit could be formed anywhere from as little as 18 days to as long as 254 days to become automatic and be a habit. Now, that's either a very short time or a very long time, but the key word was there, depending on the person. And what does that mean? I can look here at my notes and see what I wrote, but what does it mean exactly? It means that it's our thought process, it's our narrative. It depends on the person, on how the person thinks. Oh, what are my thoughts about this? Am I going to fail? Am I going to start this habit and then in a week it's going to drop by the wayside? Or do we go into it going, yes, I'm going to succeed. I am succeeding. I have succeeded. I am a success right now. This habit is formed. It is mine. And that's the difference in the narrative. And we have a lot of gray area in there too, but it all talks about our thought process. How do we think? How do we think about ourselves? How do we think about our lives? And a new year, yeah, we all know what a new year is. We just said goodbye to the old one at just 11:59 p.m. last night. It took off. It's out of here. And Miss 2023 came in, brand new baby girl. And she's awesome. And this is day one. Can you believe that? This is the first day of 2023. And we are all here together. We are all supporting each other. We are all supporting our own narrative. How do we talk to ourselves? What do we say? What is our thought process? It's like, gosh, sometimes when I look at my thoughts, it's like, yeah, I don't want to even go there. Go away, thoughts, So anyway, that's it. So we only look at what we want. We never look at that which we do not want to experience. And that's from Ernest Holmes, right out of the Science of Mind book. And, you know, a lot of times our thoughts tell us lies. They say, oh, you can't have that. That's way beyond your reach. You're not good enough. You don't know enough. You're not experienced to do that. What makes you think you can do that? You know, and when I started ministerial school, it took me 3 years to get the application finished and sent in, because I kept saying, "Oh, you want to be a minister? They're not going to accept you at that school. Why would they accept you? You know, what do you have to offer? You're too old. By the time you graduate, all the other ministers are retiring. So what are you even thinking about? You don't even have anything to say." So it's like I had to get over that. And I finally did, because for 3 years I would go into meditation and I would talk to God and I would say, if this is my calling, if this is what you want me to do, then let me know. And by year 3, every time I thought about being a minister, my heart would pound inside my chest. And I knew that was it. And I changed my narrative to, I can do this. And once I did that, I was accepted in everything, you know, just all the obstacles that I had planted went away. And my whole thought process had changed. It was a new me. I was becoming a minister, and that was part of becoming a new me. And I just love that, you know. There's also I have a book that's being published this year. It's about magic Christmas trees. And I'll tell you, that darn book sat in my various drawers, office drawers, for over 30 years. I wrote it in 1981. I finished it in 1981. It needed a lot of work. It was done on a manual typewriter. We didn't have computer stuff then. So this year, last year, I decided that, yeah, I want to take that book out. I want to take it out of the moldy file it's in the worm-eaten paper worms and all of that stuff, and put it on the computer and work on it. And I did. And it's now with my editor, and I've already did revisions on the first draft, and it will be published after 30 some years. Actually, I think it's more than 30 years, because I was married to my husband for 30 years and I wrote it like 10 years before that. So it's like, it's out there. It's like, yes, I changed my narrative. That book deserves to be out, and I wrote it, and I deserve to be successful as a publisher, as a writer. No, I'm not a publisher, as a writer. So yeah, changing the narrative, changing our thoughts. That's what it's all about, you know. And let me see where I am on this thing here. I think I've already talked about a lot of this stuff out of sequence, offline, but that doesn't matter. Anyway, bear with me, folks. I have your best interest at heart. Okay, my second page. Oh, you know, the things that people tell us, some of the things people tell us is, you can't make money doing that. Have you ever heard that? You can't make any money doing that. Well, who says we can't make money doing that? Other people? We can't say that. If we're saying that, oh, writers don't make any money, it's to, you know, you can't break into the song business, you can't break into the acting business, you can't do this, it's too hard. It's too hard. You know, you can't break into that. It's too hard. Well, you know what? Who said? And you know, we have got the power of spirit in us, and that power allows us to break into anything we want to break into. There's nothing stopping us, except maybe a safe in our local banks. I'm not advocating breaking into a bank, guys, so don't put that one on me. Please change your narrative on that one. So yeah, but we can, you know, we hear so many stories by people who have made it, you know, people who are famous, who have done this and done that and accomplished, and almost every single one of them will have a story about how they were put down, how people tried to stop them, how they were rejected, and they kept at it, and they kept at it, and they kept at it because they were dedicated. We need dedication. We need to know that we're good, that we're valuable, and that we have something to sell. We have something to offer the world. So, don't look at all the narrative, the negative thoughts. The negative thoughts we have, without listening to the outside world, we have enough inside of ourselves to keep us down forever if we allow it. So changing those thoughts to, yes, you can do it. You can make money. Why can't you make money? Of course you can. You have something valuable here. Find a way to do it and do it. And we do it. And in this new you, the who that's in the you, the who that's in the you is the who that God created. And God did not create idiots. God did not create dummies. God did not create people that don't have talent. We all have talent. We might not know what it is, but it's there. And when we open ourselves up to look at what gifts we have inside of us, we find those talents. We find them. Every single one of us has it. And we can look at little kids and they're not afraid. They run, they jump, they talk, they do whatever they want, and they don't care. They're just expressing themselves. And that's what we have to do. Express ourselves with love and cherish who we are. We're wonderful. How can we not be wonderful when God created us? God created us. We are creations of the Most High. How can we not honor that? How can we not say, God, the most magnificent energy force in the whole entire world, beyond the world, created us, each and every one of us. So what are we doing? Honoring it. We honor it. We honor who we are. It's not pride. And what's the big deal with pride anyway? Who cares? I mean, somebody way back in the days of the Quakers or something must have said we can't be prideful. I don't know where that came from, probably way before then. But yeah, we can be prideful. Of course we can, because we're proud of God. We're proud to be in the crowd that God created, and that's who we are. And so, going on with who we are, a new year, a new you. Yeah, we're starting out as not so much babies and cherubs, how they have the new year as a little cherub person. We're adults, and we have lived a life, and some of us have lived traumas in our life, but that's the past. We don't live today on what happened in the past. We take what happened in the past and we find the lessons in it, the lessons that have helped us become strong and grow. And that's what we do. And I'm not keeping time here, Alan. So my guy Alan there on the 18 is my time savior. He'll tell me to wrap it up or whatever. So I'm totally off script. I've got all kinds of things written down here and I'm not reading any of them. And I don't even know what time I've got, because I practiced till 2 a.m. last night, timing myself, and I never got it right. I was either too short or too long. So I said, the heck with it. I'm going to bed. And now I'm just going to do it. Okay. I'm just talking about it. So, okay. We do not place limits on principle. And so know your own mind. Yeah, that's what we're saying. Know your own mind. Train yourself to think what you wish to think, to be what you wish to be, to feel what you wish to feel. Train yourself. I'm including me in this. Training ourselves to be what we want to be, not what somebody else thinks we should be, not what somebody else tells us we are not, and not what somebody else tells us we can't do. Our new you, our new narrative is, I can do it. I can do it. I am valuable. I am worthwhile. Don't allow anyone to put you down, ever, ever, ever. That is not acceptable. Okay, it is not. So when we put a limit on principle, what does that mean, putting a limit on principle? Well, let's take prosperity, okay? When we, the principle of prosperity is that the universe is prosperous. It has more than enough for each and every one of us. And it's there waiting for us to receive it. One of the tricks there is that a lot of us don't receive because we're not ready to accept. We have to be ready to accept our good. And knowing our value makes us ready to accept our good. It's like, yeah, I deserve that. I'm going to take that. Give it to me, God. Give it to me, universe. Here I am. My arms are open. I accept it. I want that and I deserve that. So thank you. And so that's the principle of prosperity. But when we put a limit on it and we say, oh, that prosperity stuff, that's not for me, it doesn't work for me. I never get a break. I never get ahead. I always try and I get knocked down by everybody. And you know what? That's what that guy thinks. That prosperity stuff is for all the guys. It's not just for another guy. And I say the word GUI, but I mean gals too, all of us. You know, that prosperity stuff is for all of us. We just need to be ready to accept it so we can receive it. And accepting, we can do a whole talk on being ready to accept, because that's a biggie. A lot of us say, yeah, I want this, I want this, I want this, I deserve this, I deserve this. But deep down, there's a little seed that has been planted by someone or somewhere or ourselves or whatever. But this little seed saying, you can't accept it. You're not ready to accept it. You don't know what to do with that. You don't deserve that. So the seed of acceptance needs to come out and say yes for us to receive. And once we say yes, we allow ourselves to receive, it just pours on, the universe pours on and pours on and pours on. So, you know, that's how it is, folks. That's the who in you. And that sounds a little like green eggs and ham narrative, but it's the who in you is the God in you. It's the God within all of us. And that's, you know, we must continually remind ourselves of the power of our word, the narrative, and our ability to use it. We can use our word. Our word has power. God gave power to our word. And the other most important thing about knowing the power of our word is believing in the power of our word. Knowing and believing, they have to go together. We can't just know in our mind something and it will happen or it will be for our best. It won't happen because we have to believe it. We have to believe it in our heart. It is in our whole body that we believe we are worthy, that we believe to be treated like queens and kings, that we believe that we are successful. We believe we can do whatever we want to do. We're changing our thoughts. We're changing our thoughts. Those thoughts are to our good. You know, they're to our good. And I had something in here about to our good that, oh, whatever it was. I think Rosedale said something about our good, because I always like to quote Reverend Rosedale. She says so many wonderful things. But we have to change our thoughts for our good. We can't have stinking thinking, because that does not help our thought process. You know, it's for our good. If it, oh, I know, if it doesn't serve us, if it doesn't serve us, we have to release it. That's what we did in the burning bowl. If it doesn't serve us, release it. If it doesn't serve our good, if it doesn't serve our highest good, if it doesn't serve our lowest good, if it doesn't serve any good that we have in our whole being, get rid of it. Throw it out, burn it, bury it, rip it up, throw it in water, do whatever. Don't flush it down the toilet though, because it'll stop up your toilet and you have to call the plumber. So that's don't do that. You can throw it in the trash though. So, you know, that's what it is. It's like a new narrative. I love that song. I love Fearless Soul anyway. I love all their stuff, but that song, I'm changing my narrative, is, yeah, that's what it's about. This new year, this is day one. And you know what? Don't be tricked. If you have a habit you're trying to form or a plan that you've written out, and on day 4, you slide off, you forget it, you say, oh God, I'm a failure. Look, it's only 1 week into January and I've already messed up my plan. I've already gotten off of my whatever it is we stand on, you know, our soapbox. And no, We haven't. We might have slipped, but we get right back up on our feet. And that's another narrative. If we fall down, we get up. We don't lay there and go, wah, wah, somebody pick me up. Wah, wah, I can't get up by myself. No, we can. We can get up by ourselves. We can walk on our legs. Even if we don't have legs, or even if we have prosthetic legs, we can walk on them because they are made strong and they can get us where we want to go. And if we don't have prosthetic legs, if we have a wheelchair, we can wheel to where we want to go. There is nothing that stops us except our own brain, our own thoughts. We can do what we want, when we want, as long as it's not hurting anybody else. I have to put that caveat in there. We don't get ahead by hurting other people. And I know that we have examples in politics and things like that, where we see people that have gotten ahead by hurting other people. We're not that. That's not the who that we are. That's not the who that God made. We get ahead on our own power, being kind and being loving and helping our fellow human beings. You know, that's what we're here for. We're here to spread love and to be kind to each other, to be understanding and to be welcome, and to say, yeah, do you need help? I can help you. Can I help you do this? You know, that's what we're here for, to give a helping hand. And in doing that, we're helping ourselves because it's opening our mind to and our heart to being to that connection. What did they say? There's an 18-inch thing between our head and our heart. Well, we can make it a half an inch. We can make it no inches because our brain and our heart are together. They're sisters in this body, they're brothers in this body, and they work together and they know what they're doing. And when we allow ourselves the good, there's a eternal law of good. Okay. And when we do our work, we remind ourselves of the power that we have. We remind ourselves of the power that God has given us. And we remind ourselves that we can use it. We don't have to be afraid of it. Fear holds us back. How many times can I look at my life and see where fear to go into this direction or that direction has held me into a place of darkness, a place of unhappiness, a place of angst? It's like, no, don't be afraid. Take that step. Open that door. See the light when you open the door and walk through it like Alice did when her house landed in Oz. She opened the door and walked out on the yellow brick road. And there were a lot of things out there that she had never seen before. There were some scary things, the witch and the little flying monkeys and all that stuff. They were scary, but she went anyway because she had helpers. She had the Tin Man, she had the lion, she had the scarecrow. They all traveled with her, and that's what all of us do. We travel with each other because even if we are not physically together, we are emotionally together. We are connected with energy, and our energy is always with each other. When I think of each of you, I think of each of you with love and admiration and inspiration because you all inspire me. And so wrapping this up, I got my Alan. I love you, Alan. You're so cool. So Alan's giving me the 2-minute warning, and yay, I guess last night I was like 10 minutes short. So let me see this, what I've got here. Oh, I have to read this. I'm going to wrap up with this, okay? It's from the Science of Mind book by Ernest Holmes, and it's called The Word of Power. My word is a word of power, for I know that it is the word of the great God within me. My word shall accomplish and prosper and shall do good unto all who call my name. My word is a tower of strength and cannot be denied. It is complete and perfect here and now. My word is the word of God. My word is the word of God. And with that, I'm going to end this little message and get my cheat sheet out and see what happens at the end of the talk. Okay, we will have, oh, I'm giving the mic back to Horace, the MC. And oh, we have a second song. We have a second song. I almost forgot that second song by Fearless. Now, oh, I'm reading in my second song by Fearless Souls. Let me get this paper out. And it's called I Am Already Enough. How great is that? How great is that? I am already enough. Okay, A-Team, you got it. Wow, everything I need is within me. How wonderful is that? I mean, before I turn this back over to Horace, our MC, I just want to say no matter what, no matter, am I? Oh, I thought I was muted. No matter what, no matter what, no matter what happens down the road, next month, next week, tomorrow, don't give up. Always remember, if we get in a place where it's like this, surrender it to God. Say, Spirit, take it over for me. Okay. So of course I'm giving you the MC light.
Thank you, Reverend Karen, for that powerful, uplifting, sincere message straight from the heart with a lot of wisdom, um, especially now reminding us to reset in this brand new year. Um, and it's just focusing on our true self. And because our new self is really just being our true self. And so right now, we just have this opportunity to to be a demonstration as we embody this, as we have take this opportunity now to give from our heart. And we're not just talking about monetary, or yes, we are talking about that, because we're also talking about how you've been given from your heart, from your giving your time, your talent, and now your treasure, because that is love as well. And so we know that it is your giving, your donations, in all the many ways that you can give, which is helping this community and helping this community to develop future leaders who can fully integrate, teach, and expose these science of mind principles. So we want to tell you that donations can be made through time, well, we just said time, talent, and treasure. And as you do so, you can do this through Zelle, through Venmo, through a check. And if you go to our website and csoCharlotte.org and click on that More tab, you can find the address there as well to send it to, as you mail it, to make your checks mail out to CSL Charlotte, and it gives you the address. And also for those of you Amazon shoppers, you can go to Amazon and also go to Amazon's Smile in particular. And as you do your regular shopping like you normally do, this community will benefit. So that's another way in order to contribute to the expansion of our wonderful community. So also, I want to invite you right now to affirm with me our affirmative giving statement. And what I'd like for you to do with me is, if you care to place your hands over your heart, to really tap into that heart energy and take a deep breath. And as you take another slow, deep breath, just allow yourself to be totally and completely in this present moment. Because as you allow yourself to be completely involved in this law of giving and receiving, this law of circulation, it's from the heart and is in this present moment. And that's where it's powerful. So now recite with me. If you haven't already, go ahead and self-mute, because I want you to recite this out loud wherever you are with me. And take one more deep breath. And let's begin. Prosperity and abundance flows from the law of circulation, of giving and receiving. As I give to the Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte, I give of my time, talent, and treasure, which opens the path to my grateful return of good 7 times or more in my life. I am grateful for the universal power that exists to continuously open the paths for all prosperity and abundance that we all receive, and I now prosper. Take that in with another deep breath. Because what I recognize right now, this breath of life, is that breath that is the infinite spirit within us, living and abiding in us as us. And so as we take this opportunity to just focus on the generosity of spirit, we knowing that that generosity is being expressed through us right now. And it is benefiting this community, it's benefiting this planet because of us deciding to just be that expression of who and what we are. And so I give thanks right now for your abundance already. I give thanks for each and every one allowing us to be the conduits for spirit showing up and showing out. Yes, because I know right now it just only get better, better, and better. And with that, I'll just release this into the law, knowing it's already being orchestrated as divine and perfect. And so with much joy and appreciation, I give thanks, knowing it is done, and so it is. Amen and ashe. And now I'm going to turn the mic over to our illustrious A-Team, Alan, to let us know about opportunities and announcements.
Well, hello, everybody, and Happy New Year and Happy New You. Enjoyed the message today from Karen, and also knowing that we are enough. Uh, like everybody else, sometimes I have those voices in my head saying, like, that once that's that critic, but we continue letting our light shine anyway, despite what our critic says or what anybody else says. And it's wonderful to have a wonderful community such as ours to be able to shine your light. So we ask that you go visit our website throughout the week, cslcharlotte.org, and we ask that you explore our website and to subscribe to all of our wonderful events. And also join us on our Facebook page during the week. We facebook.com/CSLCLT. We post inspirational quotes, announcements, and other goodies throughout the week. So we ask that you like, comment, and share our Facebook post with your friends. And this is what our website looks like. And if you notice on the top right-hand corner is the More tab. So I will be referring to that throughout the rest of these opportunities. And there's always, and it's a new year, and it's always good to want a little bit more, to want to expand. Stay informed and connected. So I encourage you again to visit cslcharlotte.org for all the information you need, like telephone number, email address, and mailing address. And while you're there, subscribe. Sign up for email updates at cslcharlotte.org. Complete the form at the bottom of the page and check your email often for updates. And last night we had our Burning Bowl service, and I was there last night. And during our Burning Bowl ceremony, we wrote down things that we want to release, like some of the old dramas, some of the old mistakes, and what I really enjoyed this time was that we watched a Native American video explaining how in some Native American traditions, like the sacred fire is about forgiveness. And we used this opportunity last night to forgive ourselves and to forgive other people. So, and then we have a new space where we can create what we want to create. And last night was really special because we have several people share from the heart. So, and that's when you really speak your truth and step into your power. And that's what we're about here at CSL Charlotte, is stepping into your power among a supportive community. And you have another opportunity to do that. Every week, we have a weekly consciousness meetings on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. And this is where you can also step into your power and also to be there to support your friends, your family through whatever life situations there are. So I encourage you to come join us on Tuesday evenings at 6 p.m. and experience phenomenal shifts, demonstrations, and manifestations. We use our collective energy of good to encourage, demonstrate, and develop spiritual practices. We provide affirmative prayer for those who have requested it. So I encourage you to go to our website and click on the More tab and follow the weekly meetings and events link and to sign up and to request the Zoom meeting details. And if you enjoy writing poetry, we have our Heartbeat Poetry Club that meets on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you'd like to find out more information about that, just click on the More tab and again, follow the weekly meetings and events link to sign up and to get the Zoom information. And if you're whenever you're on vacation, our replays of our Sunday service are also available in audio video formats. All you simply have to do is click on the More tab and follow the Sunday service video or Sunday service audio links. And you can watch replays of our service also on YouTube. That's also a new feature. And prayer opportunities. And like people say, a community that prays together stays together. So we encourage you that after the service, we also offer a prayer where you can have a one-on-one prayer session with one of our practitioners. So you owe it to yourself to start off a new year and a new you on a high note. So I encourage you to see one of our practitioners for a one-on-one session. And I will be assigning the breakout rooms today. So after the service, if you want prayer, all you have to do is click on the reactions tab on Zoom and raise your hand, and I will hook you up with one of our wonderful practitioners. And we also have our prayer tree. So you can also request prayer treatments for yourself and for others, such as your family, friends, and you owe it to yourself to have that wonderful support, and in good times and in bad times. And our wonderful esteemed emeritus practitioner, Maureen Thurston, is our prayer tree arborist, and she is here to support you in developing your new and improved you. So to sign up, just simply click on the More tab and follow the prayer request link to submit a prayer request. So Mo, please tell us how we're doing on our prayer tree.
The prayer tree is growing. We are at 347.
Wow, 347, that's awesome.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm. All right, so now I'll return control over to our fabulous Karen Mondragon.
Oh, thank you, Alan. You're my savior. You're my guy. So, I want to thank everybody. And before we're going to have our last song. After our last song, Mo's going to pray us out. But I want to thank everybody who was here this morning. Alan, of course, Alan, the 18 guy who does so many things. I can't even mention them all. Maureen, who was our prayer person. Karen Aiken, who did our reading. And I'm just so grateful that she showed up to do that today. She's the wizard of the book. And Horace, our MC, always. Horace, you've got the voice of a TV announcer. I mean, you're great. So everybody, and I hope I mentioned everybody. Timmy P always does everything for us, and he's over there, very quiet right now. But Timmy P and Melissa, who does our things and prayer room things, and Alan is our prayer room babe, so he's going to be welcoming people into the prayer room. So if you want prayer, come join us, as he said. And we're going to have our third song, and our third song is a celebration, and guess who it's by? Kool and the Gang. Yeah, so we can't sit still for this song, and if you haven't heard Kool and the Gang, get ready to get up and dance. So I think the third song is coming on now. time sitting in this chair. I just wanted to jump up and dance all around the room. How can you not move? I know. Yeah, Alan. And if for those of you who don't know, Alan is an expert, beautiful, talented dancer, and he can dance anything. So anyway, yay. So that was a beautiful song to celebrate who we are, celebrate the new you, celebrate getting out there, opening those doors and walking on the yellow brick road. Celebrate. Don't be afraid. Throw fear in the back seat, kick it out of the car, let it roll down the highway into the ditch. We don't need to be afraid because we've got it. We've got God inside of us and we've got all we need. We've got that power. We've got that love. And that's who we are. So we're going to have a closing prayer by Reverend, I always call her Reverend, by Maureen Thurston, who is a Reverend anyway. She doesn't need a title. So my darling girl, take that prayer light and burn it up.
All right. So as we all settle kind of back into that quiet place after listening to that amazing song, I know that each and every one of us goes through and into this first day of the year with a lighter heart, a clearer mind, and with the presence of knowing that every life that we touch makes a difference. And so as I call this service complete and absolutely perfect for this wonderful day, I know that each and every one of us is filled with the light and the laughter and the love of God, that we go forward into this week with ease and with grace and with elements of surprise in each day. So as I release and I let go, I call this service blessed. I am grateful for each and every one of the participants that are here today, for you fill my heart with joy and love. I release, I let go, I let God, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Maureen. That tied it up perfectly. I mean, yeah. Everything Maureen said, ditto. She just did the whole talk in a couple of minutes there. So thank you, darling. And if you want prayer, remember to stay on and you will be guided by our prayer room babe up there, Alan, and put in a private room for a private prayer. And it's totally confidential and no one can hear you or see you or whatever. So if you want that, don't sign out. Okay. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. January 1st. Hallelujah.